Hi friends, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from southeastern New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Sunday, July the 14th, 2024. This is episode 107 and yeah, hi, we're back. I managed to come back within the 2 weeks as I had promised, or I hoped that I would, so here I am. And yeah, I got some stuff to share with you guys today. My knitting mojo has kind of come back, so I am super excited about that. And yeah, I will warn you, it's mostly socks because that's still all I want to work on, but this is summer sock camp, so gotta knit all the socks anyway. So how have you guys all been doing? I hope you're having a good start to your summer. Today is a glorious sunny day. It is clear blue skies. We've had quite the rainy July here so far, June and July here in the Maritimes. So it's nice to have the sunny weather back. So I decided that today I'm gonna come sit outside, do an episode, because this is one of my favorite places to be, and I love podcasting outside, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So I don't have my drink of choice with me today. Usually it's coffee. I'm just drinking water. So grab your beverage of choice and grab your knitting or your crochet and join me. So I just will show this quickly. I got this cute little sticker sent to me in one of my orders that I recently made, and I feel so bad because I don't remember where it come from, but it's this really cute kitty cat with a crochet hook and a skein of yarn in like a pot planter, and it's just so cute. I really love it. So that's made its presence on my new water bottle. So, and I need to drink more water than coffee anyways, so cheers. All right, so let's get into it. I don't have much chatter. Oh, I should tell you where you can find me. You can find me most active on Instagram as Inspired Knitting Podcast. And if you so wish to check out my Ravelry, it's X Country Girl 1986X. All that is listed down below in the description box. And I also put detailed show notes of everything I speak about today. So, like I said, not much chatter, just enjoying the summer, still enjoying my school, and school has actually moved to at-home work, so it's okay. If I run into any problems, there's a link to my teacher that I can get in contact with her anytime during like the school hours, so it's working out beautifully, and it's not as stressful having to go in every day. So I can just do it from home, and yeah, it's just working out so much better. So that is a plus side, but school is going really well. I'm very much enjoying that. So let's get on with the knitting, which is what you guys are actually here for. So I finished a pair of socks, and I had shared these with you guys last time as a work in progress. These are my Indigo Dragonfly. I think House Hippo is the base, the yarn base, and it was in the Nose Boops colorway, which is just this gorgeous purple with like hot, not quite hot pink, but pinks in there and black. And I really love it because it's almost like it's striped, like the black striped is just so pretty. I really love that, and it worked out like that on both socks. It's just amazing. So for these, I casted on 64 stitches. I did a 2x2 ribbing for about 30 rows, and then I decreased down to 56, and then I just did a vanilla slip stitch, heel flap and gusset, just my typical vanilla sock. I always knit these on a 2mm magic loop, chagu of course. And yeah, I really love the way that they turned out. These are not for me, these are for my friend Wrecker. He actually picked the yarn out. This was purchased at Marit's shop at Gobsmacked Yarn in Sackville, New Brunswick. and he actually picked this yarn out himself, and it's so beautiful. So I actually didn't bring it along with me today, but we actually were in Sackville the other day, and we stopped in to say hi to Merritt. So if you're watching, Merritt, hi. So we actually picked out another skein of Indigo Dragonfly, and this one we picked out is like bright blues and greens, and it's just so beautiful. So eventually I will be knitting those up as well. So really, really love this yarn. It was my first time knitting with it. Indigo Dragonfly is a Canadian hand dyer, and I highly recommend her yarn. It's very, very beautiful. So there's the first pair of socks. And then, you guys have never seen these ones before. I made a pair of somewhat shorty socks. These are Artist B-Side by Turtle Pearl Yarns, who is another, I sure hope this is Turtle Pearl. Uh-oh. It's either Turtle Pearl or Timber Yarns. I knew I should have looked this up before coming on here. I'm going to put it across the screen here because I don't want to mix that up. But I know that the colorway is called Artist B-Side. It is a self-striping yarn. And then for the cuffs and the heel, I had some Malabrigo Ultimate Sock, which is a it's a superwash merino nylon blend, and it's in like a dark navy blue, and I thought that contrasted really well. So I'm pretty sure it is Turtle Pearl. It came in 250-gram skeins, and I really love it because it's split up per sock. And I remember that I had split the skein up for my Nomi Angel. Hi, Angel. And I sent it to her for her birthday because it has her colors and it has my colors. So she had already knit her socks up, and I was way behind. So I caked this up, and these only took me maybe 4 days to knit up. It was super, super quick. She did shorty socks as well. I went a little bit longer in my leg here just because I had chubby ankles. So my socks tend to fall down if they're not a little bit higher. So I just made mine slightly higher, but they turned out beautifully, and I cannot wait to wear them. They are so good. I really love this colorway. It's really nice. So I got those done, and for these it's just, again, 2x2 ribbing. I really love 2x2 ribbing because it's nice and stretchy. 64 stitches, and then again I always decrease back down to 56 for the body. And then for my heel, I did an afterthought heel. So what I do is when I get down to the portion where I want to split for, like, put my heel in, I will knit across my first needle because I'm doing magic loop. So I knit across the front stitches, and then I add in some scrap yarn for where I want my heel to be. Continue knitting the whole sock, and then I come back and pick up the stitches and do the afterthought heel. So that's what I did for these ones. I do not do a true afterthought heel, which would be cutting your yarn and then picking up your stitches and cutting into the yarn. I tried that once and I really didn't enjoy the process, so I just do it with scrap yarn, and that works best for me. So there's those ones. And then I finished my Musselburgh, and I did show this as a work in progress last time. It was just the very beginnings of it, but it is all finished now. This is the Musselburgh by Ysolda Teague, and I knit this in Birch Grove DK, which is a superwash merino, and it is in the Orchid colorway, and I am completely obsessed with this colorway. It is just so beautiful. So you guys have seen it and I talked about it. I won't go into full depth, but you start off at the very top with a pinhole type cast on. You increase out, and then you just keep knitting and knitting this long tube, and then you would, once you get to the length that it needs to be, you start decreasing and then you bind it off. So as you see, I ran out of yarn. I had one skein of DK. It was 246 yards per ball, I believe. So I ran out, and that's okay. I had some Malabrigo, not Rios. They're DK base. I had some of that in my stash. It's a pretty purple, so I thought that worked beautifully. It's on the inside of the hat. If I ever wanted to reverse it, I could. I guess that wouldn't look too bad either. But, so I didn't have enough to finish the whole hat. But that's okay. I mean, I guess that doesn't look too bad either. But I plan to wear it this way anyway, so it doesn't matter. So the thing with the pattern is you just cast on and you can cast on, I think it was written for DK, but you could use fingering. I'm pretty sure you could maybe even use worsted. It gives you a guide for stitches per inch and stuff like that. So once you knit up your increases, you would measure, see how many stitches per inch you have, and that gives you like a little chart with how many stitches you should increase out to. And then if you want to do, it goes from baby size to adult large, so you would just go by that to see how long you want the hat. And it's a really amazing pattern. I love it. So for me, I should have knit to a certain length, and I was going to, and then when I saw that I was going to run out of yarn, I was just going to add the purple in, but then I remembered that I have knit the Musselburgh before, and she has you knit it a bit longer so that you could fold the brim up like that to make it even more double thick. And I remembered I didn't particularly like that. I just wanted it to be more of a beanie style. So I stopped about, I don't want to say the inches because it is a paid for pattern, but I did stop about 4 inches shorter than what the pattern called for, because my decrease section added about 3 inches. So I was like, okay, that should be the length that I need, and it worked out perfectly. So I don't care about my hair. It just gives me the perfect length. It comes down over my ears, which I need. It's a double thick hat, so I think it's just gonna work out beautifully. And I haven't washed it and blocked it yet either, so merino does tend to stretch. So I think it's just gonna be perfect. Like I said, I don't really like curling it up. I just like it like this. So I think that's gonna be beautiful. So I have to remember to mark a note in my Ravelry page about that. That way if I do it again, I remember to not do it as long. But this is perfect. So that is another thing you could do if you don't like folding it up and having too much fabric over your ears. But it does make for a super warm hat. I love the double thick hat. It's a beautiful pattern, very potato chip knit. In this colorway, guys. Orchid, Birch Grove, you got to check her out. She's a Canadian dyer from Ontario. Beautiful colorways. I love all of her stuff. So pretty. So there's my Musselburgh by Ysolda Teague. So that is my my finished objects. That's all I managed to get done. But that's okay. It's better than what I have been getting done, so I'm quite happy. Just gonna grab another drink of water. It is quite warm here today, so I'm sitting under, believe it or not, the hatch of a van. It's providing some shade. All right, so I brought one work in progress with me. And surprise, surprise, it's a sock, of course. So I had made an order with Timber Yarns, She is out of Ontario too. And this is also, she also does it with 250 grams. So that's why I was confused about the Artist B-side sock, my shorty sock. Turtle Pearl does that as well. So like I said, I will have put it on the screen. And it's on my Ravelry as well. But the sock I'm about to show you is Timber Yarns. This is 2 single skeins dyed at the same time for matching socks. Start at the same end of each skein. So they are 50 grams each and 200 meters fingering weight. And it is a 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And this colorway is in the Love Bug, which, love the name to begin with. And I will show you the yarn first because it is just so amazing. Look at that. I just wanted something bright and rainbowish. I don't do a lot of rainbow, but I just wanted something bright and cheerful. And this fit the bill beautifully. I can't talk. So I casted these on and the other night, and I literally did this within a couple hours of just sitting there watching TV. And that is a full repeat of the colorways. So from up here to the red stripe down here is a full repeat. So I think it's like 9 stripes. 10 stripes. Isn't that gorgeous? They are so fun and so addicting. So like I said, that was just like a couple hours of knitting. I was just going to town on it. So again, I'm just using 2mm magic loop, 64 stitches, 2x2 ribbing for about 30, I think it was about 30 rows I did. And then I just decreased down to 56 when I got to the plain knitting. And now I'm just going to do vanilla. I don't know how long I'm going to knit the leg just yet. It will be a taller sock, but then I'm just going to do a slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset with this yarn, no contrast. So yeah, it'll be fun. I'm really, really enjoying these, and it's such a soft base. So that is what I am working on, and I love it. Love Timber Yarns, love Turtle Pearl. They have beautiful self-striping yarns, and I love it. They knit themselves. Okay, so that's all I have for the knitting content. The next thing I have to share with you guys is a little bit of spinning. And yes, I have been spinning again. It is Tour de Fleece, and I spoke about this last time. I'm not joining any groups or really making any commitments to spin so much. It's just to be able to get back to my wheels and spin again. And I managed to finish something that has been a work in progress for, I think I started this either this past fall or maybe in the winter, I can't remember, but it was a beautiful skein of merino bamboo from Angel, the Northern Pearl. And I finally managed to spin it up into a beautiful 3-ply. And this is what I got. It is just so divine. I love it. It's so soft. So, funny story. When you leave your spinning for a while, you might forget how to do certain things. So I always spin my singles on my eSpinner Nano by Dreaming Robots, and then I ply them on my Ashford traditional single treadle. So if you have spun at all, you know that if you spin your singles in an S twist, you are supposed to ply them in a Z twist. So if you're going to spin your singles, you're going in a clockwise motion. When you go to ply them, you want to go in the opposite direction, which is counterclockwise. I didn't think about that. So I end up spinning or plying my singles the way that I spun the singles. And I was like, this is not working out. Like it's just not working out. So I end up plying up the whole thing, and then I realized that I was supposed to go in the opposite direction. So I watched a video on YouTube, and if you ever do this, don't be discouraged. Do not chuck it out. Please don't chuck it out. All I did was I put the bobbin back onto my Lazy Kate, and I replied it in the opposite direction. So pretty much all I did was, once I saw the twist come back out and you had your singles, you saw that your singles were straight, you just keep plying them in the opposite direction and it becomes a beautifully plied yarn. So I will try to remember to link the video below, but as you can see, it turned out beautifully. So if you ever make the mistake like I did, there is a way to fix it, and it does not ruin your yarn. And she also shows it in the video. She had done it to a chain ply, and it was she was able to fix that. This is not chain ply. I just did a regular 3-ply, so it does work. Don't be discouraged. It's just one of those things that where I hadn't plied yarn in a while, so kind of forgot you're supposed to do that. So now that I have that one off, that was my main goal. If that was the only thing I managed to do for Tour de Fleece, that's what I wanted to do, and I got it done. But I don't want to just do that. I want to enjoy my wheel more. So I picked out this beautiful braid. I actually had it in my bag with my Nano as my next spin. And I'm just going to pull out my Nano here quickly. So here's the e-spinner that I use. If you've never seen one, this is by Dreaming Robots. It is the most perfect little e-spinner. It is budget friendly and affordable. As I said, it's by Dreaming Robots. They are from the United States, and I'm pretty sure it's something around 200 American dollars for this machine, which is very budget friendly when you consider that an e-spinner or a spinning wheel could cost you anywhere from $15 to $2,000. So this is very affordable, and I've had this now for 3 years and I've never had a problem with it. It is amazing. There is a bigger e-spinner as well that they offer, so I really love my little one. It works for what I need it to do. So here is my next spin. This is Lily and Pine. This is a combed merino top, and I don't know what the colorway is. I think it just says multi on it, but I have split the braid up. It did come in a braid, so I split it up into 3 because I love doing a 3-ply yarn. And I'm kind of spinning for a shawl. I'm kind of going for the pinks and purples. I've talked about this before, but I'm kind of going for the pinks and purples because I'd love to do some type of shawl with my hand spun. So that's kind of the idea, and I'm doing a 3-ply hand spun for that. So I won't pull out the whole thing here, but what I did is I took the braid and pulled it apart, and then I split it into 3 equal sections. So I just use a little kitchen scale. So the braid comes in a 4-ounce braid. So I just split that in 3 as evenly as I could. That way I have 3 bobbins of singles to ply. And you guys, Lily and Pine, she also has these bright hand-dyed yarns as well. And when I saw that she had fiber, I was just like so ecstatic about that because it is so pretty. I had picked this up from when I was living in Kingston, the Yarn and Thorium in Kingston. I'm blanking. It's been a long week. But yes, I had picked that up at the Yarn and Thorium in Kingston, Ontario, Canada. And I was, like I said, super, super excited that they had Lily and Pine in fiber because I love it. So I have the first bobbin all finished, so now I can break into this one and get this started. So we'll see how it goes. I haven't been able to touch my spinning this the last couple days. It's just been, there's been a little too much going on, so I haven't been able to do that. But hopefully, maybe today, I'll see if I can get some more done on this and move on to the next thing. So that's all I have for what I have worked on. So I will now move on to stash enhancement. So if that's not really your thing, thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys again soon. But if you'd like to stick around and see what trouble I have gotten into buying stuff, then do stick around. Another drink. Okay, so I'm going to keep on to the theme of spinning because you cannot have Tour de Fleece and not buy more fiber. I've got lots of fiber, but I had to buy more. I have been wanting to try Rose's fiber for quite some time. Rose is Akara Yarns. She is from Bradford, Ontario, Ontario, Canada, which is where I grew up. So yeah, I know, it's just one of those things, but I really, really love Rose's yarn. I have knit with her yarn before, and I love her yarn, but she also dyes up fiber, and she dyes up the most beautiful colorways. So I had to buy some. And this one here, so here's her tag, which is just gorgeous. And this braid here is actually a Targhee, and I've never used Targhee before, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I wanted to try it. So this is a Targhee bamboo and Tessa silk. It is an 80-10-10 blend. And the colorway is called Wilderness. It's a little, let's see if I can open it up a bit here. So it is super, super soft. I am super excited to spin this one up. This is going to be beautiful. These are so my colors. So I wasn't just gonna make an order for one bag of fiber, so I got a second one. So I got 200 grams here. I don't know what it's going to be just yet. It will probably become a 3-ply, of course, but I was just really excited. Like I said, I've been wanting to try the Targhee, and I love Rose's aesthetic. Her colors, like I said, are so me, so this was a really good purchase. Super excited about this one. So check out Rose's shop, Akara Yarns. I know that she recently just did an update within the last couple days, so she still had quite a bit of fiber in her shop at the moment, so do check her out. Okay, so now onto the yarn that I got. What do I want to start with? Okay, I'll just start with these. So I saw that Full Moon Fibers, again keeping on with the Canadian dyers, Full Moon Fibers is from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. and they had a summer sale going on. So I went over to their shop and I splurged. So I got this beautiful skein right here, continuing on with the bright bold colors. So this one is Crypt Keeper is the colorway name. It is on their Solar Sock, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 115 grams, 420 yards. And this here will probably be socks, of course. And then I also picked up another skein. This one is also on their Solar Sock base, and this is After Midnight. And just look at that. I saw they have they show a sample of this knit up, and it pulls so beautifully. So this will also be socks, of course. And there's going to be a bit of crinkling. I also decided that I was going to pick up one of their mini skein sets. I have no idea if this will go in a blanket or a shawl, or I really don't know. But this is called Reading Past My Bedtime, which I have been doing a little bit. This is on their Solar Sock mini skeins, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. They are 20 grams each. How beautiful. Absolutely love. And then, last but not least, I decided to pick up one of their, not their sock tube, sock blank. And this is in the lavender lemonade colorway. So this is also on their Solar Sock blank, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. How pretty. I absolutely love it. It might be a bit hard to see because it's in the bag, but it is just gorgeous. I have knit with several sock blanks and they are quite fun. So we'll see how that turns out. So that's what I ordered from Full Moon Fibers. And then the last thing, we went for a little road trip to Salisbury, New Brunswick, which isn't that far. But we went back to the Loopy Wool, which is somewhat of a new wool store that's there. They mostly do rug hooking, but Chris is the owner and the dyer behind Loopy Wool, and I got to meet her again, and I got to meet her dog Oscar. He is this beautiful, I think he's a Labradoodle. Oscar is a sweetheart. He was following me around. He's so sweet and so gentle. He's a big dog. He's just so sweet. So while I was there, they do have some yarns. They have some lichen and lace. Chris does dye sock yarn. I actually knit with her sock yarn a couple months back. I know that they have Briggs and Little, but like I said, it's mostly rug hooking. So I was going to buy some yarn, and I thought, I don't really need yarn. I actually have quite a bit of it. So I decided to dive down a rabbit hole and get one of her kits. So I picked out this one. She has a couple of the Maritime provinces as kits. So I got Prince Edward Island. I love the island, but what sold me on it is the Volkswagen bus, because I love my Volkswagens. I think the Volkswagen buses are just amazing. They are like the coolest thing ever. I want one, and it's pink. So I decided to get this kit, and it comes with the the colored tapestry. And all you need is a crochet hook, and you could use the fabric or yarn. So she does sell both. I chose to go with the fabric kit that she already had made up with the colors. So I will just grab them out here quickly. So I already had the crochet hooks, so I didn't need to get the crochet hooks. And I just wanted to buy the kit with the colors already in it. So this is what it looks like. So this has all the colors that you would need to do the I'm calling it like a tapestry. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really fun. I've kind of did something like this before when I was like pretty young, so it'll be really cool to try it. One of the ladies that was working there, she kind of showed me the one she was working on and kind of how to do it, and it looks super simple to do. And she said there's lots of videos on YouTube how to get you started as well, so it shouldn't be a problem. Sorry, my nose is a bit itchy. There's wool dust going everywhere. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty amazing. So, and I also got a large hoop as well because I don't have one. Just makes it easier to work with. So that was my purchases that I've done, and I'm super excited. Don't know when I'm gonna do the tapestry. I got a little bit too much on my plate currently to do it, but I am excited to dive down another rabbit hole. I think I would like to use it, like if I manage to finish it, I would like to frame it and put it up on my wall. But while I was there, they had showed me a lady had just finished a tapestry. I believe it was one of the provinces. I know that there was a New Brunswick one. They had like the covered bridge. They had Peggy's Cove, which was actually like a black and white version of Peggy's Cove with the lighthouse. But I believe it was one of those, and she had made it into a pillow. So she did the tapestry, and then she, the back, she put this beautiful linen and did these embroidery stitches. It was just so beautiful. So you could do many, many things with these. It's just a very inspiring shop to go to. I would highly recommend you check it out. So if you're ever in Salisbury, go check out the Loopy Wool. Really love it. Alright, so that's all I have for the wool content of it. Just a little bit of reading. I have been reading a little bit. I ended up picking up this book here. It's called The House Across the Street by Leslie Pierce, and I am rather enjoying it. I am almost done it. It is definitely a mystery type crime book, and it's really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. Page turner from the start. Never heard of Leslie Pierce before, but I am definitely would check her out again. I really enjoy it. So it is set back in 1964. A 23-year-old secretary that works in a lawyer's office. She doesn't really witness a murder, but there is a terrible crime that was committed across the street from her, and yeah, she decides to investigate on her own. It's a really good book, and there's a bit of a twist at the end too that's added a lot of interest. So it's a really good book, really good page turner. So I haven't been able to put this one down, so I do recommend that. I did go to the library, and we have a local Kohl's here in Nova Scotia, and I ended up picking out another book by Ruth Ware. I had read her The Woman in Cabin 10, and I really enjoyed that one. That one was a real page turner. So I got her other book. It's called The It Girl. So I might start into that one next. I'm not quite sure. But I am discovering about myself that I am definitely loving the crime crime books. Oh, and I picked up a Frida McFadden book at Walmart. I saw that they had a Frida McFadden, and Kay the Crazy Sock Lady has read all the Frida McFadden books, and she thoroughly enjoyed them. So of course when I saw it, I had to pick it up because I've discovered that I really like these type of books. Before I was mostly into romance, and not really anymore. So I have discovered that these are my new type of favorite book. So I'm really enjoying those. So that's what I've been reading. So yeah, that is what I have been up to, guys. What have you been up to? What have you been knitting on? I think I spoke about it on the last episode. I did cake up some of the yarn and started the Free Your Fade Shawl by Andrea Mowry. I already have one knit up, and I wear the heck out of it. So I haven't been able to touch that one. Like I said, just a little too much on my plate, but I cannot wait to dive back into that. Dream knitting, not really a lot of dream knitting, although I did something quite silly this morning, and I don't think I'm going to regret it. But I saw that Vera Vacamali had set out a test call. She has 5 new designs that are upcoming for between September, like the fall, and I saw she had the Wild Air sweater. I believe it's in her stories. I don't know if it's posted to her Instagram, but it's in her Instagram stories. But the Wild Air sweater, it's a drop shoulder sweater. It is knit with light DK weight yarn. It looks amazingly soft and just my type of thing. So I threw my hat in, and she got back to me almost immediately. I have been accepted for the test knit. Guys, I don't have time to knit a sweater, but I really want to. So I'm going to pick out some yarn today that I'm going to use, and I'll get that going and get that started. I believe that it's not going to be released till November, so I do have a bit of a time frame here to work on it, but I really, really want to get back into garment knitting because we are coming back into the colder months fairly soon. I don't want to think about it just yet, but we are getting there, and when the time comes, I want some new garments to wear that are knitted, so just gonna have to get my act together. So that's kind of dream knitting and something that I will be casting on, I suppose, but I thought I would share that with you guys. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to talk about for now. I think I will let you guys go, and I will hopefully see you again in a couple of weeks. As I said, description notes are all listed below, and if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing, Ravelry is your best choice. So until then, I will see you guys soon. Happy knitting, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.